You don't need a lightning bolt. You need a drip steady, relentless. Every single day. Success has never been an explosion. It's a pattern. It's the ant carrying twice its weight, not for a moment, but for as long as it takes. It's the farmer who plants in spring and doesn't argue with the seasons. It's the quiet worker who shows up on the worst day and keeps the promise no one sees. Most people overestimate what they can do in a day and wildly underestimate what they can do in a year of consistency. This video is your blueprint. No hype, no shortcuts, just systems, habits, and time compounding in your favor. You'll learn how to build daily disciplines that survive bad moods, busy schedules, and zero motivation. How to work with seasons instead of fighting them. How to pay the price of excellence once and collect dividends for life. And how to separate deep work from deep rest so both actually count. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment, here it is now. Not because today is special, because you decide to be one page, one call, one set, one block of focused work. Repeat. Let the compound effect do what it always does. Consistency first. Results next. Let's begin. Most people wait for motivation. Successful people don't. They act first and let motivation catch up later. Here's the truth. Motivation is like a spark. It feels exciting, but it burns out quickly. Consistency is the engine that keeps running long after the spark fades. If you want real progress, don't build your life around emotions. Build it around habits that run even when you don't feel like it. Think about that little ant carrying food twice its size. It doesn't wake up feeling inspired. It doesn't wait for perfect weather. It just moves one step at a time. That's what success looks like in real life. Slow, steady, and often boring. But over time, that boring consistency turns into power. Your brain learns through repetition. Every time you repeat an action, your brain wires it a little deeper. Eventually, it becomes automatic. That's why the hardest moment is always the first step. Once you start, momentum takes over. Let's build a new daily system, one that replaces the need for motivation. The 3 daily wins every day. Focus on 3 simple wins. Not 20, not 10, just 3. These are the non-negotiables that keep you growing even on bad days. First win. Learn something. Read a few pages of a valuable book or listen to something that sharpens your mind. Feed your brain the knowledge that makes you better. Second win. Build something. Spend a short, focused period, even 30 minutes, working on one important task. Turn off distractions. Give that task your full attention. Third win. Move your body. Do something physical. Walk, stretch, train, breathe. It doesn't need to be extreme. Movement keeps your energy alive, and energy fuels discipline. 3 wins. Learn, build, move. Do these every single day, no matter how small, and you'll be ahead of 99% of people who keep waiting for the right time. Why this works? It works because it's simple. It's small enough that your brain can't talk you out of it. And it compounds just like interest in a bank account. A few pages a day become dozens of books a year. Half an hour of focused work each day becomes hundreds of hours of progress. A few minutes of movement become a stronger, sharper, more resilient body. Small actions don't look powerful in the moment, but when you repeat them long enough, They become unstoppable. Systems beat feelings. Motivation says, I'll do it when I feel ready. Consistency says, I'll do it because it's on the schedule. The easiest way to win is to remove friction before it appears. Lay your book where you'll see it. Prepare your workspace the night before. Put your shoes by the door. You don't need to think. You just start. When your environment supports your habits, you don't waste energy deciding, you simply follow through. The 2-minute rule. If something feels too hard to start, shrink it down. Read for 2 minutes. Write 1 sentence. Do 1 push-up. Once you begin, momentum usually carries you forward. But even if you stop, you've protected your identity as someone who shows up. That's what matters most. The writer's story. I once knew 2 writers with the same dream. The first one waited for inspiration. Weeks passed, then months. The second wrote a single page every day. At the end of the year, the first writer had great ideas and no results. The second had a finished book. The difference wasn't talent, it was consistency. Track your progress each day. Take 10 seconds to record your 3 wins. Did you learn something? Did you build something? Did you move your body? That's it. Just check the boxes. Streaks create momentum. Missing 1 day isn't failure. Just don't miss 2 in a row. Avoid these traps. Don't promise yourself you'll make up for it tomorrow. You can't double consistency. Don't aim for perfection. Do what you can and keep moving. Don't chase too many goals at once. Focus on one direction until it becomes effortless. Start small. Stay steady right now. Pick 1 thing to learn tomorrow, 1 task to build, and 1 way to move your body. Set the time. Prepare the tools. Make it easy to begin. Because here's the secret. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Goals give you direction. Consistency takes you there. Some days you'll feel strong, some days you'll feel heavy. Treat both days the same. Show up. Win the small battles. Success isn't about intensity, it's about continuity. Don't look for perfect days. Build perfect habits. You don't need a new burst of motivation. You need a routine that runs even when motivation disappears. Consistency first, results next. Everyone wants success. Few are willing to repeat the small, unexciting actions that create it. Most people live by how they feel. But the truth is simple. If you only act when you feel like it, your life will stay exactly where it is. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. Desire is emotion. Discipline is structure. And structure always wins. You see, emotions are unpredictable. They rise and fall like waves. Discipline is the boat that stays steady. No matter how rough the water gets, you don't need to destroy your emotions. You just need to stop letting them decide your direction. When you're tired, discipline reminds you why you started. When you're uninspired, discipline moves your feet anyway. When others are sleeping, discipline whispers, "Keep going." That's the voice that changes everything. 1. Stop waiting for the right feeling. Most people wait for motivation before they take action. The successful ones reverse it. They take action to create motivation. Think about working out. You don't feel like training until you're already moving. You don't feel inspired to write until you've already typed a few sentences. The energy you want is hiding on the other side of effort. So, stop waiting for the mood. Start the motion. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to begin. 2. Discipline is a promise you keep to yourself when you break promises to others. You lose trust with them. When you break promises to yourself, you lose confidence in your own power. Every time you tell yourself you'll do something and don't follow through, your subconscious learns one lesson: my words don't matter. That belief kills progress. Discipline rebuilds that trust. Each time you keep a promise, even something small like waking up on time or finishing a task, you prove to yourself that your word has weight. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is integrity with yourself. If you say you'll do it, do it. Even if it's small, especially when it's small, because small promises kept lead to massive confidence. 3. Build rituals, not just goals. Goals are outcomes. Rituals are behaviors. And behaviors beat outcomes every time. Instead of saying, I want to read 30 books this year, say, I'll read 10 pages every morning. Instead of saying, I want to be fit, say, I'll move my body for 15 minutes every day. You can't always control the results, but you can always control the repetitions. Rituals create rhythm, and rhythm creates momentum. Think of a drummer in a band. He doesn't play one loud note and stop. He keeps the beat going, steady and strong. And the music flows from that rhythm. That's how consistency works. You find your daily rhythm and you don't break it. 4. How to build discipline. That last discipline doesn't come from punishment. It comes from purpose. You can't force yourself forever through willpower alone. You need to connect what you're doing to something bigger. Ask yourself, why does this matter? Why does it matter that I wake up early, that I read, that I work, that I train? When your reason is strong, the routine becomes lighter. You stop asking, how long will this take, and start saying, as long as it takes. So, before you build habits, build meaning. Remind yourself daily, this is not just discipline, it's destiny. 5. The power of small non-negotiables discipline doesn't have to be hard, it just has to be consistent. Pick 2 or 3 daily non-negotiables that you do no matter what, even on your worst day. These are your anchors. It could be making your bed as soon as you wake up, reading for 5 minutes, writing 1 sentence toward your goal, exercising for 10 minutes. These seem small, but they build psychological strength. They tell your brain, I'm in control. And once your mind believes that, everything changes. 6. Discipline frees you from decision fatigue. The more decisions you make, the more your willpower drains. That's why most people burn out, not because they're weak, but because they waste energy choosing over and over again. Discipline removes the choice. You don't ask, should I work out today? You just do it. You don't ask, should I read? You pick up the book. When you remove the debate, you remove the delay. That's how disciplined people make life simple. Not easy, but simple. 7. The magic of momentum. Momentum is invisible at first. You won't see it after 1 day, or even 1 week. But keep going. And suddenly the same actions that used to feel heavy begin to feel natural. The key is to never stop long enough for momentum to die. If you miss 1 day, start again immediately. You don't need to punish yourself for missing. You just need to return to your pattern. Every day you act, you feed the flame. Every day you skip, you let it cool. Your job is to keep it burning steady. Not perfect. Discipline is not a prison. It's freedom. It's what allows you to take control of your life instead of being controlled by your moods. The truth is, simple freedom comes after discipline, not before it. When you master discipline, your habits take over. Your habits build consistency, and consistency makes success inevitable. You don't need stronger feelings. You need stronger follow-through. The world rewards the person who shows up even on ordinary days, even when nobody's watching. So, show up today. Do what you said you would do, and let the power of discipline carry you one step closer to your destiny. Consistency first. Results next. If you want to build a skyscraper, you don't start with the windows, you start with the foundation. The same rule applies to success. Consistency doesn't survive on willpower alone. It stands on 4 unshakable pillars that hold everything together: personal development, philosophy, habits, and time. You can't rush success any more than you can rush a harvest. You prepare the soil, plant the seeds, and protect the process. These 4 pillars are that process. When you strengthen them, success becomes predictable instead of accidental. 1. Personal development, becoming the person who deserves success. The first pillar is you. You are the root system that feeds every result in your life. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills, your income, your influence, on your peace of mind. They can never exceed who you are on the inside. That's why every journey begins with personal growth. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job, because your job can make you a living, but working on yourself can make you a fortune in every sense of the word. Start each day feeding your mind before you feed your body. Read, listen, reflect. A single idea can upgrade the quality of your entire future. Growth doesn't always feel exciting. Some days it feels uncomfortable, like stretching muscles you haven't used in years. But that's how potential turns into power. 2. Philosophy, the lens through which you see life. Your philosophy shapes your entire world. It's not about how things are, it's about how you interpret them. 2 people can face the same situation and live 2 completely different realities. One says, life is unfair. The other says, life is teaching me. One says, nobody here wears shoes. The other says, nobody here has shoes yet. The difference isn't in opportunity, it's in outlook. Most people have a philosophy of blame. They point fingers at the economy, how the government, the weather, their boss, their childhood, anything outside themselves. But that mindset keeps them powerless. Winners adopt a philosophy of responsibility. They say, if it's going to be, it's up to me. They can't control everything that happens, but they can control how they respond. Your philosophy determines your direction long before your actions do. You can't act like a winner if you think like a victim. So choose a philosophy that empowers you, one that reminds you that every challenge carries a lesson and every obstacle carries an opportunity. 3. Habits, the small things that build great lives. Habits are invisible architecture. You don't notice them, but they shape everything. Good habits are hard to form, but easy to live with. Bad habits are easy to form, but hard to live with. That's the eternal trade. You don't need giant breakthroughs. You need small daily disciplines repeated until they become your identity. Wake up. Read a few pages. Take notes. Review your goals. Plan your day. And protect your priorities. These aren't glamorous tasks, but they're the bricks that build your future. I've read every morning for decades. Just 1 hour of personal study a day. That's not much, but over time, it became thousands of hours of compound wisdom. Most people underestimate the power of small habits because they can't see immediate results. But that's like planting a seed and getting angry it hasn't sprouted by tomorrow. Give it time. Keep watering. The roots are growing even when you can't see them. 4. Time, the equalizer of all men. Time is the most democratic resource on earth. Everyone gets the same 24 hours. The difference lies in how you use them. Unsuccessful people spend their time. Average people manage their time. Successful people invest their time. When you spend time, it's gone forever. When you manage time, you survive. When you invest time, it multiplies. You can't save time. You can only spend it or invest it every day. Ask yourself, is what I'm doing right now an investment or an expense? The best investment you'll ever make is in yourself. Read, learn, exercise, build. Every hour you invest in growth compounds into confidence, in clarity, and success. Time doesn't give refunds. That's why consistency matters. Because every wasted day has a cost you can't see, and every disciplined day pays interest for life. Pulling it all together, personal development is who you are. Philosophy is how you think. Habits are what you do. Time is what you trade for all of it. If you neglect any one of these pillars, your structure wobbles. But when you strengthen all 4, consistency becomes automatic because your identity, mindset, actions, and schedule all work in harmony. You don't chase success anymore. You attract it. Every great life is built, not discovered. You build it by improving yourself, choosing empowering thoughts, repeating the right actions, and respecting your time. The magic isn't in doing everything perfectly. It's in showing up consistently on these 4 fronts: mind, philosophy, behavior, and time. Do that long enough, and success will have nowhere else to go but toward you. Consistency first, results next. Success rarely happens in one big moment. It's not one lucky break, one viral opportunity, or one huge leap forward. It's the quiet, invisible power of doing the small things right again and again until the world can't ignore the results anymore. That's the compound effect. The same force that grows your savings when you invest a little money every day is the same force that grows your character, your skills, and your success. When you invest consistent effort, you don't need to do everything today. You just need to do something today and keep doing it. 1. The hidden power of small decisions. Every choice you make adds up. Eat one unhealthy meal, no big deal. Skip one workout, nobody notices. Delay one important task, it feels harmless. But repeat that pattern for a month, and the consequences become visible. The same is true for positive actions. Reading 10 pages, saving a few dollars, taking one walk individually, they seem small. But repeated daily, they create a new reality. The compound effect works both ways. It compounds success or it compounds failure. The question is never, does it work? The question is, which direction is it working for you? Every small decision is a deposit or a withdrawal from your future. 2. Focus on the process, not the payoff. Most people quit because they can't see instant results. They start strong, but when progress feels slow, they give up. What they don't realize is that the compound effect needs time to show its magic. It's like planting a bamboo seed. For years, nothing happens above the ground. You water, you nurture, and you see nothing. Then suddenly, one season, it shoots up feet in the air almost overnight. But it didn't really happen overnight. It was growing roots all along. That's what your effort is doing right now, even when you can't see it. The key is to stop measuring daily progress by visible outcomes. Measure it by your consistency. If you're consistent, growth is guaranteed. It just hasn't revealed itself yet. 3. Create habits that multiply over time. Small habits are not just tasks, they're investments. When repeated, they start producing returns on their own. Read for 10 minutes a day, and you'll soon think differently. Plan your day before it begins, and your productivity doubles. Reflect every night, and your self-awareness expands. That's the beauty of the compound effect. It rewards patience and punishes inconsistency. And here's the truth. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they quit too soon to see the payoff. They stop watering the seed right before it sprouts. 4. The rule of slight edges. You don't need massive changes. You just need small, consistent improvements. 1% better each day may not sound like much, but after a year, that's 37 times better. Not 37%, 37 times. That's how the world's best performers operate. They don't chase dramatic transformation. They chase daily evolution while everyone else is swinging for home runs. They're perfecting their swing, one practice, one repetition, one quiet improvement at a time. Remember this, the difference between average and extraordinary is usually invisible in the beginning. But over time, that slight edge becomes an unbridgeable gap. 5. How to activate the compound effect. Here's how to make this principle work for you starting today. Step 1. Identify your keystone habit. This is the one behavior that improves everything else. It might be waking up early, journaling, exercising, or reading daily. Choose one and build your routine around it. Step 2. Track your progress. What gets measured grows. Use a simple notebook or app, mark an X for every day you complete the action. Don't break the chain. Step 3. Celebrate consistency, not completion. Don't wait for huge milestones to feel proud. Feel proud each time you follow through. Each repetition is proof that you're becoming the person who doesn't quit. Step 4. Be patient. Results will lag behind effort. That's normal. The first few weeks of compounding always feel like nothing is happening. Then everything happens at once. 6. The compound effect and character. This law doesn't just build achievements, it builds identity. Every small, disciplined action tells your brain, this is who I am now. And once your identity shifts, your behavior follows naturally. You don't force yourself to act successful, you act like yourself. And that version of you just happens to be successful. That's why the compound effect is unstoppable once it starts working in your favor, because it begins to reprogram who you believe you are. You go from trying to be disciplined to simply being disciplined, success is never one giant leap. It's a staircase built one step, one habit, one day at a time. The secret is to keep climbing when the top is still out of sight. Every small step compounds. Every repetition counts. You don't need to chase big wins. You just need to stop quitting on small ones. That's the difference between those who wish for success and those who build it. Consistency compounds. Patience multiplies it. Consistency first. Results next. Everything in life moves in seasons. Nature has 4 of them: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Success does too. Each season serves a purpose. Each season demands something different from you. The people who struggle most are the ones who try to plant during winter or rest during spring. They expect harvest without planting, or they give up right before their fruit appears. But the wise know how to read their season and act accordingly. If you want consistency that lasts, you must understand where you are and honor the process. 1. The season of planting spring. Spring is the season of beginnings. This is where you start something new, a goal, a business, a new version of yourself. Planting season is full of energy and excitement. You're inspired, hopeful, and ready to change. But it's also the time that requires faith, because when you plant a seed, you don't see results immediately. You'll pour effort into things that look invisible for a while. You'll question yourself. You'll wonder if anything is working. That's normal. Your only job in spring is to plant generously ideas, effort, habits, and learning. Don't worry about how fast it grows. Worry about how deeply it's rooted. Those who plant more in spring have more to harvest later. 2. The season of growth summer. Summer is when your work starts to show signs of life. Your ideas begin to sprout. Opportunities start appearing. The momentum builds. But here's the danger. Summer also brings weeds. The moment you start growing, distractions and doubts appear. You'll face resistance from outside and inside yourself. Your job during summer is protection. Protect your focus. Protect your discipline. Protect your mind. Don't let comparison, criticism, or comfort kill your progress. Many people destroy their growth by relaxing too early. Summer is the time to work smart, to double down, to stay alert, because growth attracts both sunshine and storms. 3. The season of harvest autumn. Autumn is the season of reward. This is when your efforts finally pay off. You start seeing the results of the months you invested. You'll feel proud. You'll feel grateful. And yes, you should celebrate, but not for too long. The biggest mistake people make during harvest is arrogance. They think the work is done, but harvest doesn't last forever. It's a window, a brief season to gather the fruit and prepare for what's next. When life rewards you, use that energy wisely. Reinforce your systems. Strengthen your discipline. Don't spend all your reward. Invest some back into your growth. The people who stay successful are the ones who treat success not as an ending, but as fuel for the next beginning. 4. The season of reflection, winter. Winter feels cold and quiet and still. This is the season of tests. You might lose motivation. Results may slow down, and life may seem unfair. But winter is not punishment, it's preparation. This is when your character grows roots, when you learn to endure without applause, Everyone faces winters in business, in health, in relationships, in purpose. The difference between those who survive and those who crumble is mindset. If you see winter as the end, you'll quit. If you see winter as training, you'll come out stronger. Winter reminds you that consistency isn't about always feeling good. It's about staying committed even when nothing looks promising. Use this time to reflect, reset, and rebuild. Because after every winter, spring always comes again. The eternal law: plant with faith in spring, protect with diligence in summer, harvest with gratitude in autumn, reflect with strength in winter. If you respect the seasons, success becomes a cycle, not a struggle. Consistency means moving with the rhythm of life, not against it. The ones who win are not the fastest or the luckiest. They're the ones who stay patient, who keep working through every season until the reward becomes inevitable. Consistency first, results next. Every goal has a price tag. Some pay it early through effort, discipline, and patience. Others try to avoid the cost only to pay it later in regret, stress, and wasted years. Excellence is never free. The only question is when and how you'll pay for it. The truth is, the easy road becomes hard later, and the hard road becomes easy later. You either suffer the pain of discipline now or the pain of disappointment later. But you can't escape both. Winners know this law. That's why they pay up front. One, the down payment of effort. Before you see results, you have to make a deposit. You can't withdraw what you haven't invested. The athlete trains before the medal. The entrepreneur works before the revenue. The student studies before the degree. Effort is the down payment on success. You don't have to be the most talented. You just have to keep showing up while others quit. That's the price: showing up when it's boring, staying focused when it's lonely, and pushing forward when nobody's watching. Every repetition, every late night, every moment of self-control, those are your payments toward mastery. 2, the illusion of the shortcut. The world loves shortcuts, quick results, overnight success, fast money. But shortcuts always cost more in the long run. The person who skips the hard work doesn't really skip it, they just delay it. They borrow comfort now, but they'll pay interest later. Think of it like credit. You can enjoy the pleasure now and carry the pain later. Or you can take the pain now and enjoy freedom for years to come. True success doesn't happen overnight because character doesn't grow overnight. You need time to build the mindset strong enough to handle what you're asking for. If you get it too soon, you'll lose it just as fast. 3, the real price of discipline. Discipline is expensive, it costs comfort, but comfort is more expensive. It costs dreams. Every time you choose comfort, you trade your potential for temporary relief. Every time you choose discipline, you trade short-term pain for long-term power. Think about it. Waking up early costs a little sleep. Training costs a little energy. Saying no costs a little pleasure. But missing opportunities because you weren't ready, that costs everything. You can't have both freedom and laziness. One always destroys the other. 4, the cost of greatness is paid daily. You can't pay for success once and be done. It's not a one-time transaction, it's a daily subscription. Every day. Life asks the same question: how bad do you want it today? And your actions are the answer. Some days, the cost is high. Maybe it's waking up early. taking a risk, facing rejection, or staying disciplined when you're tired. Other days, it's small, staying kind, staying focused, staying grateful. But the payment never stops. And that's the point. Excellence isn't about reaching one big moment. It's about paying the small price every single day until excellence becomes who you are. 5. The reward that lasts. The beauty of paying the price now is that it compounds. The pain fades, but the strength stays. The sacrifice disappears, but the skill remains. When others complain about how hard life is, you'll smile because you've already built endurance. You've already paid your dues. There's peace in knowing you've earned your success. No guilt, no shortcuts, no luck, just proof. The universe rewards those who pay with effort, integrity, and consistency. And the sooner you pay, the longer you get to enjoy the rewards. The price of success is not money, it's commitment. The sooner you pay it, the sooner you live free. Every morning, ask yourself, what price am I willing to pay today for the life I want tomorrow? Then pay it with pride. Because nothing of value is ever free, and everything you want is waiting on the other side of what you're willing to endure. Consistency first. Results next. Every person who has ever achieved greatness faced resistance, not once, not twice constantly. The road to success is not a straight line. It's full of walls, detours, and delays. But here's the secret. Most people never learn. Those walls aren't blocking your path. They are your path. The obstacle is not something to avoid. It's something to use. 1. The mindset shift that changes everything. When something gets hard, most people stop and say, maybe it's not meant to be. But the truth is the opposite. If it's difficult, it is meant to be. Because that difficulty is what shapes you into the person capable of handling what you're asking for. You can't ask for strength and then avoid the weight. You can't pray for growth and then curse the struggle. Growth demands pressure. That's how diamonds form deep under heat, not in comfort. Once you understand that obstacles are training tools, not punishments, everything changes. You stop running from problems and start learning from them. 2. Every obstacle contains a gift. Each challenge carries something you need: a lesson, a new skill, a deeper level of resilience. But to receive that gift, you have to face the challenge fully. The obstacle might reveal your weakness. That's good. It shows you exactly what to strengthen. The obstacle might slow you down. That's good too. It forces you to refine your plan. Sometimes, the obstacle even redirects you to something better, something you couldn't see before. Nothing you face is wasted. Every difficulty is preparing you for your destiny. 3. The 4-step formula, OG way. S of day. R, to transform resistance into progress. Use this simple system. Observe, simplify, execute. Review. Step 1. Observe. Stop reacting emotionally. Step back and look at the situation objectively. Ask, what's really happening here? Most pain comes from exaggeration, not reality. Step 2, simplify. Break the challenge into smaller parts. Big problems feel impossible. Small ones are manageable. Focus only on the next step, not the entire mountain. Step 3, execute. take action, any action. Clarity comes through movement. When you move, the path begins to reveal itself. Step 4, review. After every setback, ask, what did this teach me? Then adjust your approach. Failure only becomes permanent when you refuse to reflect. Run this process every time you face a wall. It turns resistance into progress and confusion into strategy. 4, the weight room of life. Imagine walking into a gym for the first time. The weights are heavy. Your muscles ache. You could complain and quit, or you could understand that the resistance is the point. Each rep makes you stronger. Each drop of sweat builds endurance. Life works the same way. Every obstacle is a workout for your spirit. The more you lift, the stronger you become, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally. That's why avoiding struggle keeps you weak. Every time you run from difficulty, you rob yourself of the strength it was trying to give you. 5, how successful people think about problems. Ordinary people see problems as punishment. Successful people see them as preparation. They don't ask, why me? They ask, what can I learn from this? They understand that adversity introduces a man to himself. You can't know how strong you are until strength is your only option. Winners don't wish for an easier path. They develop better legs to walk it. 6, the reward behind the resistance. On the other side of every obstacle lies expansion. You'll think differently, act differently, and believe differently. The challenge was never meant to stop you. It was meant to sharpen you. You're being refined, not punished, strengthened, not broken. Every time you overcome something, your self-image upgrades. You stop seeing yourself as someone trying to win, and you start seeing yourself as someone who can't lose. That shift is everything. Don't fear the obstacles in your path. They are the path. They're not proof that you're failing. They're proof that you're in motion. Every wall you climb makes you stronger. Every setback teaches strategy. And every storm builds faith. So when resistance shows up again, smile. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. The path of least resistance creates the weakest people. The path of resistance creates the strongest leaders. Consistency first. Results next. Success, just like nature, moves in seasons. There's a time to plant, a time to water, a time to wait, and a time to harvest. But most people fail because they confuse the seasons. They plant in winter, or they give up in spring, right before the soil starts to bloom. When you understand that life works in cycles, not chaos, patience becomes your superpower. 1, you can't rush a harvest. Think about a farmer. He doesn't throw seeds in the ground and dig them up the next morning to see if they've grown. He trusts the process. He knows that growth happens in silence, beneath the surface, where no one can see. Most people destroy their own success because they can't stand waiting. They panic during the invisible phase, the time when effort hasn't yet become results. But that phase is sacred. It's the time when roots are forming. The harvest only comes to those who keep watering when no one else is watching. 2, the 4 seasons of success. There are 4 seasons every dream must pass through: winter, spring, summer, and fall. Winter is preparation. It's cold, dark, and quiet. It's where you plan, study, and strengthen your mindset while others sleep. Most quit in this season because they mistake silence for failure. But winners know winter is where strength is born. Spring is planting. It's full of energy, creativity, and new beginnings. You're building habits, setting goals, laying foundations. The soil is fertile, but only for those who act quickly and decisively. Summer is protection. The heat rises. Distractions appear. Doubts whisper. This is when you defend your progress by staying focused, disciplined, and consistent. Fall is harvest. This is when the results finally show, but only those who stayed faithful in the earlier seasons get to taste the reward. Every success story you've ever admired was built by someone who obeyed these seasons. 3. The danger of skipping seasons. Most people want spring and fall excitement and reward without enduring winter and summer. But if you skip winter, you'll lack preparation. And if you avoid summer, you'll lose your crops to weeds of distraction. Growth demands full participation in every stage. Each season has its lessons, and missing one only delays your progress. Patience isn't passive. It's powerful. It's not about doing nothing. It's about doing the right thing at the right time. 4. How to master time like the wealthy do. Successful people think differently about time. They don't see time as something to kill. They see it as something to cultivate. They know that every hour is a seed. Some seeds grow instantly. Others take years, but they plant them anyway. When average people say, "I'll start when I'm ready," the successful say, "I'll start now and get ready along the way." They understand that waiting for perfect timing is the perfect excuse. The right time never arrives. It's created by consistent action. 5. The law of compounding effort. Everything compounds, both your good habits and your bad ones. Missing one day of discipline doesn't destroy you, but repeating it daily will. Likewise, reading one page won't change your life, but reading one page every day for years will. It's not about doing a lot once. It's about doing a little always. That's how compounding works quietly, invisibly, powerfully. Remember this truth. Success is never built in one giant leap. It's built in millions of small, consistent steps taken during every season, even the ones no one sees. 6. Trust the process. You can't control when your harvest arrives, but you can control your habits while waiting. Keep preparing in winter. Keep planting in spring. Keep protecting in summer. Keep harvesting in fall. The ones who stay consistent through all 4 seasons are the ones who live their dreams, not just imagine them. So when life feels slow, when progress seems invisible, whisper to yourself, "My roots are growing. My season is coming." And when your moment finally arrives, you'll realize it wasn't luck, it was loyalty. Because success doesn't come to those who rush, it comes to those who trust. Consistency first, harvest next. There's a universal law that never changes. You can't cheat the price of success. Everyone must pay it either now with discipline or later with regret. Average people look for discounts on greatness. They want success at half the cost, comfort without sacrifice, reward without risk. But excellence doesn't go on sale. It never has. It never will. The truth is simple. You either pay the price of growth today, or you pay the price of failure tomorrow. But you will pay, 1, the illusion of easy. Everywhere you look, and the world sells shortcuts. Get rich quick, lose weight fast, overnight success. But shortcuts cut short your destiny. They promise comfort but deliver disappointment. They make you feel productive but rob you of progress. There's no magic formula, no secret door. The path to excellence has always been the same. Work, learn, improve, repeat. Most people want to negotiate with success. They ask, can I get double the reward for half the effort? But excellence answers back, pay in full in advance. 2. The real cost of success. The price of excellence isn't money. It's time, energy, and consistency. It's waking up early when you'd rather sleep. It's studying when your friends are out. It's practicing when no one's watching. It's failing, learning, and trying again. And the beautiful part, every payment you make compounds in value. Every hour invested in self-education, every act of discipline, every ounce of effort multiplies over time. What feels like sacrifice today becomes freedom tomorrow. 3. The 4 hidden costs of mediocrity. People fear paying the price of success, but they ignore the silent costs of mediocrity. The cost of regret, wondering what could have been if you had just stayed consistent. The cost of wasted time, years spent repeating mistakes instead of learning. The cost of lost potential, watching others pass you by. Not because they're smarter, but because they kept going. And the cost of self-doubt, the quiet voice inside whispering, you could have done more. Success demands payment upfront. Mediocrity charges interest forever. 4. The compound effect of effort. Imagine 2 people planting trees. One plants daily, just 1 seed a day. The other waits for motivation. A year later, one stands in a forest. The other still holds an empty seed bag. That's how compounding effort works. Every day you pay a small price in time, energy, or focus you're adding to your forest. The problem is, the results don't show immediately. That's why most people quit halfway. They stop watering their dreams because they can't see growth yet. But those who keep watering eventually walk into their own forest of success. 5. The principle of pay now. Play later. There's a saying, you can pay now and enjoy later, or enjoy now and pay later. Either way, the bill always comes due. Those who work hard early in life enjoy freedom later. Those who seek comfort early pay with years of frustration. When you see someone living your dream life, traveling, free, fulfilled, don't envy them. Study them, because behind their freedom are years of invisible discipline. They paid the price when no one was watching. 6. What excellence really costs. Excellence demands what average refuses to give. It costs hours of focus when distractions call your name. It costs solitude when others crave attention. It costs endurance when others choose excuses. But here's the paradox. Once you've paid the price, no one can ever take it from you. The skills you've built, the character you've formed, and the mindset you've mastered, they're yours forever. No economy can tax it. No recession can erase it. No one can steal it. That's the real wealth, the kind you carry inside. 7. Pay willingly. The most successful people don't resent the price. They respect it. They know every challenge, every long night, every early morning is part of the sacred exchange, trading comfort for capacity, trading time for transformation. They understand that the price of greatness is high, but so is the reward. And if you stay long enough in the game, what once felt like sacrifice will start to feel like purpose. Because once you experience the freedom that comes from discipline, you'll never go back to the slavery of comfort. 8. The final truth. You don't need to be the smartest. You don't need to be the luckiest. You just need to pay your dues daily. Every page you read, every rep you complete, every small action done with intention, that's your payment toward greatness. Keep paying. Keep showing up. Keep trusting the process. Because the ones who pay consistently are the ones who prosper permanently. Discipline first, freedom later. Always. There's one truth every self-made success story eventually discovers. Success isn't something you chase, it's something you become. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. That's why consistency matters so much. It's not just about achieving goals, it's about transforming into the kind of person who can sustain them. 1. Success is a mirror. Not a mystery life doesn't give you what you wish for. It reflects who you've become. If your results don't match your desires, it's not punishment, it's feedback. When Napoleon Hill wrote that success is something you attract by the person you become, he wasn't being poetic. He was describing a law of life. Think about it. You can't build wealth with a poor mindset. You can't build a loving relationship while being full of resentment. You can't lead others until you learn to lead yourself. The outside world is just a mirror of your inner world. Change the reflection by changing the person standing in front of it. 2. The identity shift. Every breakthrough starts with an identity shift. You must stop acting like the version of you who struggles and start behaving like the version of you who already succeeded. Ask yourself, how would the successful version of me think, talk, and act? Right now, would that version scroll through distractions or study? Would they gossip or grow? Would they quit because it's hard? Or keep showing up because it's worth it? If you want to attract new results, you must upgrade your identity first. Success isn't built on motivation, it's built on self-image. 3. The law of alignment. Your habits and your goals must speak the same language. You can't say you want freedom, but live like a prisoner of procrastination. You can't say you want abundance, but spend like someone who's broke. Every decision you make either moves you closer to your vision or further away from it. So align your choices every morning. Ask, what can I do today that proves I'm serious about the life I say I want? Do that. And your life starts aligning itself around that intention. 4. Character, the foundation of it all. Success without character is temporary. You can fake talent, you can fake confidence, but you can't fake integrity. Character means doing the right thing even when it's inconvenient. It means keeping your promises even when no one would notice if you didn't. It means choosing growth over comfort, truth over convenience, excellence over excuses. Your character determines your ceiling. If you want to go higher, build deeper. The taller the building, the stronger the foundation must be. 5. The power of inner standards. People with weak standards wait for external pressure, a deadline, a boss, a crisis to move. But those who rise to greatness move themselves. They don't wait to be told what to do. They demand more from themselves. They set the bar higher every day, not because someone's watching, but because they're building something sacred, self-respect. That's the hidden engine of success. The day you stop needing motivation and start running on discipline, that's the day you become unstoppable. 6. Success as a state of being. Real success isn't a destination. It's a vibration, a frequency you tune into by the way you think, speak, and act daily. When you embody gratitude, focus, humility, and faith, opportunities start to find you. Doors open. People notice. The right circumstances seem to appear, but they're not appearing by chance. They're responding to your energy. You've become the person who naturally attracts them. 7, the continuous becoming. There's no finish line in growth. Every achievement simply reveals the next mountain to climb. You're not here to arrive. You're here to evolve. Every day, you either reinforce your old self or sculpt your new one. So stay curious. Keep learning. Keep refining your mind. Because the day you stop improving is the day you start declining. 8, the final lesson, consistency. Disciplina, integrity, and self-respect. These are not just habits. They are the bricks that build your identity, and when your identity is strong enough, success has no choice but to show up. So, don't chase success. Become the person success is searching for, the man or woman who shows up early, who keeps their word, who grows a little every single day, who stays humble in victory and resilient in defeat. Because in the end, success doesn't belong to the lucky or the gifted. It belongs to the consistent, to the ones who decide every day to rise, improve, and persist. Success comes to those who stay consistent, and consistency begins when you finally decide to become the person who deserves it. Consistency first, transformation forever. Every story of greatness begins the same way, with someone ordinary who refused to quit. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't have all the resources. But they had one thing no one could take away: consistency. Day after day, they showed up. When it was raining, when it was boring, when no one believed in them, they kept moving like that little ant in the backyard, carrying its dream one step at a time. And one day, the world looked at them and called it success. But they knew the truth. It wasn't luck. It was loyalty. Loyalty to their vision. Loyalty to their discipline. Loyalty to the person they were becoming. Look around you. The difference between where you are and where you want to be isn't talent. It's time multiplied by consistency. While others are waiting for motivation, you're building momentum. While others are chasing comfort, you're choosing growth. While others are hoping for miracles, you're creating them through your daily habits, your daily disciplines, your daily decisions. The greatest gift you can give your future self is consistency today. Because one day, you'll look back and realize every small effort mattered. Every page you read, every rep you did, every early morning and late night, they all built the life you're living. So, if there's one message to carry from this, it's this. Don't stop. Don't slow down. Don't second guess your path. You're not just building results, you're building character. You're not just chasing success, you're becoming success itself. Stay consistent, stay faithful, stay hungry. Because life always rewards the ones who stay the course. And when that reward finally comes, when the harvest appears, you'll realize it wasn't the goal that changed you, it was the journey. If this message spoke to your heart, it means you are meant to hear it. Keep feeding your mind with truth.